Missing once is not the problem. The problem is what you do next. You were consistent until you missed once. And that one miss didn't just break the habit, it broke the story you tell yourself. See, I knew I wouldn't stick to it. Here's the twist. The missed day isn't the failure. Quitting is. In this episode, I'm going to show you the reset rule, which will help you to keep momentum alive even when life gets messy.
Welcome to Success Spectrum Podcast, where new entrepreneurs break free from limiting beliefs, build unshakable financial confidence, and step boldly into the life and business they were meant to create.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Success Spectrum Podcast, sponsored by Apex Affiliation. I'm your host, Kadeem McLean. March is all about execution and momentum, where we turn ideas into action. Last week, we exposed the mirage, which keeps you looking productive without actually producing anything. Now, today, we're going to be talking about the next villain, which is a loop breaker, the pattern that turns one missed day into a full stop. Let's name the exact moment it shows up, because you felt it before. Here's what it looks like. It looks like you miss a workout day, you miss an outreach day, you miss a content day, and you tell yourself you'll make up for it tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, but guess what? Now you feel behind, and you either overdo it to catch up or you avoid it because it feels heavy. Then you tell yourself, I'll restart properly next week. Think of the last time you fell off. Was it the missed day, or was it the days after that killed your momentum? One missed day is an event, but quitting, that's a decision. And you can look throughout your life to see what things you quit on. When you start reading a book, do you finish the book before moving on to another one, or do you quit halfway through? When you start a movie, do you typically quit watching the movie before moving on to the next one, or do you finish the movie before you move on to the next one? Because how you do anything, arguably, is how you do everything. It can become a habit. Quitting can become a habit, and that's what we want to avoid. The loop breaker doesn't just attack your schedule first, it attacks your story. And guess what? Like all the other villains we're going to be talking about this month, the loop breaker is a liar. It tells you if you missed, you failed. It'll tell you you ruined the streak. You're back at zero. You always do this. You might as well restart properly next week or on Monday. But streaks are fragile, and momentum is built by returning. The real habit is not never missing. The real habit is recovering faster. We're going to fall. We often fall in life, but the thing, your rebound, how quickly can you rebound? How quickly can you get back up and recover? Because that's what makes all the difference. So the rule that we can install here to help with this is to never miss twice. You missed today? Okay, great. Tomorrow, you do a rep. You do even the smallest rep. And this is where the hero comes in, because what does the hero look like? It's not momentum, but it's a protocol. This is where we talk about the reset rule. If you miss, you do the MVR, the minimal viable rep, the next day. No guilt, no restarting, no overcorrection, just resume where you left off. Because momentum isn't built by consistency and forcing yourself to stay consistent, let's say, because you're going to miss. It's going to happen. Yes, the longer you can stay consistent, the better, but momentum is really built by re-entry. So you don't restart in a week. You do the most you can on that day. And that's what your MVR is. It's the minimal viable rep. And we just need to make sure we have one of those for every area of our lives. Fitness. Okay, what is your MVR? Write it down. 5 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day. A home workout if I don't make it to the gym, whatever it might be for the fitness, right? Business, one outreach message, 5 DMs to offer a service or product or solution to somebody. Content, I'm going to create 3 bullet points or for a post, or I'm going to draft a caption. That's the MVR. Or I'm going to study 10 minutes. Whatever area you can think of, write down your MVR in those areas, because now you know on your worst day, this is the least that I can do. And now it's not about making it very too simple for you to do. It still has to stretch you a little bit, but it still needs to be something you can do even on your worst day. So let's take that and let's make it practical, because your MVR isn't specific. If it's not specific, it will not save you. So rule number 1 for your MVR, it needs to be tiny. It needs to be doable. Again, you can do it on your worst day. However, it still needs to stretch you a little bit. Number 2, it needs to be measurable. It's either you did it or you didn't do it. It's a yes or a no. Number 3 is it needs to be loop preserving. It needs to keep you in the game. Something that can keep the momentum going. Again, even though you're not doing the 15 or 50 that you want to do that day, you might be doing the 10 or 15. But it's still enough where it's still moving you closer to that goal. That MVR, that minimal rep, again, it protects your momentum, and especially when life gets loud. Because we're going to have days where we don't feel like doing anything, where emotions are low, energy is low, you get sick, you get the flu, God forbid, whatever it might be. But can you still do this thing? And that's where the MVR comes in, because yes, you should be able to do it still. You can even set a reminder or a little note in your phone to say, if I miss today, tomorrow I will do X. Tomorrow I will do 5 minutes of fitness. Tomorrow I'll do 10 minutes of studying, like our earlier examples. You can set it in your phone as a reminder to say, I'm going to do this at a bare minimum, even on the days where I don't feel like doing anything.
What if shopping could earn you cash instead of just costing you? You've been stuck in the cycle, tap, swipe, spend, watching your paycheck just disappear. But one day, after you stumbled onto this app called Rakuten, you ask yourself, why am I paying full price when I don't have to? But then you think, maybe it's just another gift. Then one of your friends tell you about this app called Rakuten, who makes them money and gives them cash back and rewards for thousands of stores every time they make a purchase that they were made anyway. You try it once, you discover hidden deals, compare prices, and you start winning. Shopping becomes a strategy. Every tap pays you back, and you still get what you want. You share Rakuten with your friends, watch your income grow, and become more financially confident. Download the Rakuten app today and keep more of your hard-earned money in your pocket.
Now here's the battle plan, because the loop breaker, it loses once this progress, once recovery becomes automatic. So there's a 3-part protocol to this. Number 1 is we need to name it. We need to name what this thing is. Okay, I missed a day. That's an event. It's not a habit. It's not a routine. It's nothing like that. It's not life altering, let's say. You just missed you missed one day. It was an event. Cool. Brush it off and keep moving forward. Number 2 is resume small. Tomorrow, do that MVR, the minimal viable rep. And number 3 is return to normal the next day. Don't punish yourself. Don't overdo it and make up for it. Don't restart. Just say, you know what? Tomorrow I am going to resume and get back to normal. That's all it is. That is our battle plan, because overcorrection, it's how one miss turns into burnout. We're going to overcorrect, and then the following day, great, we did a whole bunch the day prior, because the day prior to that one, we missed a bunch. So we made it up, but now we don't have the energy to do it this day. And we're just going to continue a cycle of doing a whole lot, burning out. Whereas if we continue our normal pace, let's say, we will stay consistent. That effort will compound a lot better than you doing a lot today, and the next 2 days you don't do anything. So for the next 7 days, track one thing. How fast can you return? When you fall, when you get off track, how fast can you get back on track? And how fast can you get back up? One missed day isn't the problem. The problem is the story you tell yourself after it. The loop breaker often shows up in whispers. And here's what it says. See, this is why you never stick to anything. But you beat it with the reset rule. So missing isn't the end. It's just a moment that you recover from. Next episode, we're talking about the execution villain, the friction tax, why starting feels heavier than it should. I want to tell you something. I've been where you are, listening to all the motivation, sometimes no music at all, just motivation in the gym that you're listening to, motivation when you wake up, before you go to bed, all throughout the day. And you wonder why you're still stuck in this stop and start cycle. You're wondering why you still don't know what the next step should be that you can take action on. The problem is you don't need all this motivation. What you need is clarity. You need clarity on what's breaking the execution that you wanted to have, and one next step you can follow through on. And that's where the self-mastery service comes in. We'll give you that clarity, help you to discover it, and give you one actionable item, one step, execution step that you can take to help you move forward towards your goals. It'll help you to cut through the mental noise and leave you with that action item. So if you're looking for clarity and you want to take action, click that link in the description or go to apexaffiliation.com/self-mastery to see how we can work together. One final note for you: missing once isn't failure. Failure is refusing to return, also known as quitting. I appreciate you all for stopping by. Click that like button, click that subscribe button, share this out with somebody who you know can benefit from. And lastly, success is not a destination. It's a spectrum. So keep evolving. Kadeem here, and I'll see you in the next one.